It's all good. What up? But yeah, go ahead. Probably just read it over.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
read
probably.
Malachi.
Yeah, just probably read it over.
It's Malachi 1 and verse 1. It says, "The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi, I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord, yet I have loved Jacob. I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for dragons of the wilderness." So this man, Esau Edom, his heritage, man, he don't have one. That's why he takes everybody else's, and how we was talking about earlier, and he says that's him, and it ain't.
Yeah.
But the truth is out here in these latter days to where, he's being exposed for who he really is, and he's more divided amongst his own than he ever has been, man. His own people don't trust him. His own people are ready to rebel because, look how they look down the earth, man. All nations that was at peace with you are confederate against you, like it says in the book of Obadiah, man. We literally at the end of your world, man. We all the way at the end, right? And with these wars and stuff going on, brothers, remember, the word march goes back to the Roman god of war, So I don't think this thing gonna calm down. At least maybe not this month, because that's what March goes back to.
Hey, brothers been highlighting videos. Elder Malcolm has been highlighting videos. You got Esau Edom, calling out the chosen knights. That's what I'm gonna start using, man.
Yeah.
I like how that's like how that rolls off the tongue, man. Chosen knights, and they're against it. I did a video the other day of the Marine brothers did videos on it as well, and that's another reason why we going in, man. There's too much popping off for your page to be barren, for you to have nothing on your page, man. You right? You can cover the war in Iran. You had a Marine the other day that got his arm broke, and he said nobody wants to fight for the chosen knights, man.
All these videos on TikTok, man. That's hey, the Lord be having the spirit on the elder in South Carolina. They're always going them videos, all them wicked ass jakes talking shit. The Lord does them videos every day. Pretty much.
Yeah, because hey, that's free content right there. But Jake don't want to rebuke people. Jake don't want to highlight these videos. Just let's keep it simple. Jake don't want to feed the flock. Jake want to be an internet prophet.
Hey, we love doing this, man.
But anyways, getting back to Job, right? Because we was getting on Esau Edom, right? I'm gonna get back to Job 21, and I'm gonna get verse 9 again before it cut off on us.
Good for you.
What was that? What?
It said good for you.
Whatever. I don't know what they talking about. Anyways, Job 9. I saw like Job 21 in verse 9. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of power upon them. Right? That's what it seems like. Right? Job 9 and 24, as the brother brought out earlier, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right? As the brother brought out earlier as well. Right? Malachi 1. Right? The Lord is going to lay this man's heritage, his kingdom to waste, man. That's what's coming. You probably got to. Probably because we have it in this orientation.
What y'all people gonna do about them fouls, man? What y'all gonna do, man? That's y'all people.
Yeah.
Get on there, man. Check them. Go do something, man. Stop talking about stuff. Nobody commented that, but I'm just saying, since we're talking about the earth being given to the wicked, and how they just getting away with stuff, man. But that's coming to an end, man, because the Lord is exposing them. And all these different wars and stuff like that. Your people, are doing these wicked things on the earth, man. And they're not gonna stop until the Lord comes back. Doing these things, man. Which that's very soon.
Yeah, these are probably just little bots. I hate it when we having in this orientation. Now, granted, it gets a lot more views when we have it in this orientation, right? Because it's more like the TikTok way.
Yeah, like when you just scrolling they can come
down
across the live.
Yeah, so people come across the live a little easier, but you got a lot more bots on here. I believe these is bots. But one that says, "Are y'all superheroes? What's your superpower?" You know what I'm saying?
Spiritual power.
Hey, spiritual power is coming, man.
You know,
spiritual power is coming.
You don't gotta believe it. We don't. Frankly, we don't give a fuck. So you know.
I mean, if you believe in the scriptures, men of the Lord has spiritual power. You know, where you think they get all these superheroes from, man? These characters, right, from the comic books, from the manga, and all this stuff over here. Where you think they get that from, man?
And that guy Stan Lee, that he had all them superpowers, Marvel and DC. He said he based off the superheroes from us. You know, he calls us black people, but we know that we're Israelites, man, because that term black is a negative term. It's a negative connotation to that.
Yep.
You know, we're not black, right? That is a damn color, man. How come you don't call everybody on the damn earth a color? Silver or gray or green, you know? Obviously, we know there's no green people, you know, or silver people, but, you know, it's a byword, you know, the proverb that was put upon us. What does that say?
Handyman. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait,
I say we just it's probably just ignore. Yeah. I say it's probably a whole bunch of bots on there. It's a whole waste of time. But anyways, going back to it once again, Job 21 verse 9. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of power upon them. So that's what it seems like. But the Lord has a time and date and place in which the Lord is going to give them that judgment, man. Right? The bull gandered and felleth not, their cow cleaveth and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance.
That's what they are doing now.
This is what they're doing now. Their children is dancing. They are safe without fear. Right? They take the timbrel and the harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto power, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. The fool says in his heart, there is no God.
That's how these Edomites think, man. You know, you have a lot of them that go to church and all that, but they don't really believe that.
Yeah.
You know, because as soon as they have something bad happen to them, they question the Most High. They cuss them out. You know, like Job's wife wanted him to do, but he stood firm.
He stood firm, you see.
You know?
Matter of fact, Salaki, I to cut you off. I witnessed that firsthand, right, when I was in a Christian church, right? And you had, I wouldn't call him a pastor, but you had one of the members of the church, you know, his daughter went through a rebellious phase, you know.
Whole phase?
Yeah. I want to say that, man. She went through a rebellion because they were going in, man.
Woo.
You know, you'll see these folks at church appear to be Edomites, right? There was that much church that I used to go to way before I came to truth, and Thawada YASHAMIAHLA for waking us up, man, because that was a whole bunch of madness. But anyways, getting back to it, you know, these people appear to be Edomites. They were diligent. They were going hard, going into church, man. You know, serving these other guys who went to stone in church. All right, so that's what it is. And like I said, his daughter went through a rebellious phase. She ended up running away from home, man. And guess what this nigga did? This nigga went to the pastor and he blamed the pastor. This is your fault. This is your fault my daughter ran away. At the time, I didn't understand because I was a, younger man. I was like, man, this drama in the church. But now I realize, when you come into this truth, you didn't have no sound doctrine within the church, man. You know, you'll have a lot of people that will try to be over righteous within the church. You know, these things is going to happen in the church. You're going to have some rebellious people. That it's going to be like that, man. It's gonna be like that.
Past the pork chop.
Yeah, past the pork chop, not giving you the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Shoot, who knows what the pastor was doing behind the scenes for brother to come up to the pastor and be like, "It's your fault. My daughter went to this rebellious phase. She ended up running away from church, running away from home for a couple of days, man. That's because y'all Edomites, man. First and foremost, the Bible ain't for you. The scriptures ain't for you.
You know that some of them come out of church and stuff today. Today's Sunday.
Yeah.
I always knew, even before I was in church, I was like, man, something off with y'all, man. Y'all act like y'all so holy. Like, y'all act like y'all so righteous. And y'all not. You know, y'all not, man. That's just a facade. That's just an act. You know, that y'all be putting on. Yeah, you may put on the damn dick, you know, it's a lot of different language, the necktie, you know, the balls and all that. You know, you may put it on the what was they calling it? The
phallic symbol.
Yeah, the phallic symbol.
Yep.
You know, you may wear the zipper, you know, and cut your face and wear the Sperry's and all that. That doesn't make you righteous.
No.
You know, that's just a cover up, man. You know, the outer clothes.
Yeah. You ain't holier than thou, man. Sloggy. That's how they act. That's how they act, holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the truth within that. You know, I just read, and Sloggy, I'm gonna have to just get it again, right? Since this is our new stream. Revelation 19 and verse 10. We're just gonna have to get that, right? Revelation 19 and verse 10. I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not, right? John on the island of Patmos, talking to the angel, right? I am thy fellow servant and thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Yahweh Simeon, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, right? And your pastors is not giving you the spirit of prophecy. They're not telling you what's coming down the pipeline. Your pastors should have been warning you that World War III is about to pop off, right? We're pretty much in the beginning stages of World War III, man. Right? It's about to heat up out here, but your pastors ain't warning you about that. Your pastors, most importantly, ain't warning you about Jacob's trouble and the MOTB.
All hell breaking loose.
Yeah.
This economy collapsing. You know, this whole world. You know, they're not gonna tell you that. This is their world. Why would they want to tell you that?
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They're not telling you that. They're not warning you of these things to come. They're not spiritually preparing you. Matter of fact, they don't have the name of the Lord. We just gave you the name of the Lord, man, freely. This ain't like Deacon Akai and all them, man, charging for breakdowns. We freely gave you these things. And if the Spirit is dealing with you, the Lord is dealing with you, you're going to resonate. You're going to realize that the name of the Lord is Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yahweh is the name of the Lord's name of the Father, right? Which means he's the be, right? Because you got Jake out there in the world to be like, who made the Father? Who he is.
Yeah,
right?
He is. That's why he's called the Most High. There's nothing higher than him. He is the Most High of, you know, everything. He's the highest entity there is.
Yep.
You know?
Ba'ashem in the name, right? Yahushua is the Son.
Another title, Salakia.
Yeah, you good, brother.
In the book of Daniel, is the
Ancient of Days.
He's before time.
Yeah.
You know, you mortal, you know,
beings,
wicked ass niggas, you can't understand that, man.
Yeah, can't fathom that, man.
You know, but hey, it is what it is. You know, he's the Ancient of Days, man. You know, that's all you need to understand, man. Just know that.
Yeah.
You know, that ain't even for us to know. We mortal men in this flesh. You know, that's whatever the Lord is doing. Hey, that's what the Lord does. Yeah. We just His servants. Mm-hmm. We was created. You know, you Jakes got to understand that. We was created, man. He wasn't created. The Most High wasn't created. Yahushua was.
Yep.
You know, and I'm not trying to think about that. That's above my understanding.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call, all right, the Father, as the brother brought up, the Ancient of Days, right? He's before time itself, right? And then you have Yahushua, right? It's the Alpha and Omega, right? You go into Alpha beginning, Omega end, right? You can't fathom. Yahweh Shai has an actual beginning that you can date, right? The Father, He is the Father's first creation. He is the Father's Son. He is made in His image.
He's the firstborn of every creature, like it says.
Yep. You see? And so you got these jokers out here that try to say the Lord don't exist, man. The Lord, I can't. Well, your mortal mind cannot fathom that, man. What the Lord said unto us, even to us, the greatest people on the earth, right? He said we just nothing but worms to Him. But the other nations, they're nothing but a drop of spittle, man. Who are you to the Lord, man? His ways ain't your ways. His thoughts ain't your thoughts, man. He is higher than you, right? Matter of fact, I went into this the other day. It's like you before you get that. I went into this the other day because you got people that try to discredit the Lord, say the Lord don't exist, right? True science, not the pseudoscience in which they give you. True science proves that the Lord exists. I give you example. You know, I myself is an artist, right? The Lord is an artist, right? And after you're done with your painting, your artwork or whatever that you create, you have your signature on it, right? The Lord has a signature. Go look it up. The Lord has a signature that you can look. It's kind of like a little swirly 6, something like that, man. Go look it up. The Lord has his signature. And it's all throughout nature. It's even within us, man. You look in your ear. Look at the spiral in space, right? The galaxies. Just all throughout his creations, man. He has his signature, man. You know, once again, go look that up. Slagia, go ahead.
Are you good? This is Colossians 1, and I'll start at verse. I'll start at verse. I'll start at verse 4 and read out down. Colossians 1 and verse 4 it says, Since we heard of your faith in Mashiach Yahushua and in the love which you have to all the saints, which the saints of the Israelites, you go into Psalms 50 and 5. Right? It says, For the hope which is laid up for you in heaven, whereof you have heard before in the word of truth, the gospel, right, what we're talking about, right, which has come unto you as it is in all the world, bringing forth fruit, right, the world of the Israelites, as it doeth also in you since the day ye heard of it, and knew the grace of Yahweh in truth, as you also learned of Ephraim, our dear fellow servant, who is for you a faithful minister of Mashiach, who also declared unto you us your love in the spirit. For this cause we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you, and to desire that you might be filled with the knowledge of his will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding, that you might walk worthy in the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work and increasing the knowledge of Yahweh. So that's what your focus is.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, Jake.
Yeah.
You know, always increasing, always abounding in knowledge of the Lord and following him, man. It says, strengthened with all might according to his glorious power, unto all patience and long suffering with joyfulness, giving thanks unto the Father, which have made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light, man. What's that light? Is Yahweh Shai, who have delivered us from the power of darkness, the ways of this world, right, and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, right? Yahweh Shai, man. It says, whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, right? Who is the image of the invisible Yahweh, God, the firstborn of every creature, right? For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in the earth. So everything that you see, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, or all things were created by him and for him, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. You see? So Yahweh Shai, man, he's the Alpha, right, the beginning, and Omega, the end, like the brother just quoted.
Yeah. Beautiful scripture, Og, you see? Perfectly explains it. Matter of fact, when you go into Genesis, right? When you go into that word God, it means Elohim, which means powers, right? not only did the Most High make his son, right, Yahushua, then Yahushua made the elect, right?
It's powerful, man.
Right?
That's deep.
Look into that, man. Yahushua made the elect, man, right? And the elect, and everything that you see, create the Most High, Yahweh, gave the blueprint to Yahushua, right? Just to keep it plain and simple. He gave the blueprint to Yahushua, and Yahushua created the elect, and through the help of the elect, man, right, started just creating everything, man, right? I was teaching my son that the other day, man.
Hey, call hello,
You know what I'm saying? Just you know, that's how it worked, man. You know, and a day to the Lord, what is that? 1,000 years. So on the 7th day, right, the Lord rested. See? But yeah, just imagine it. Hey, if we of the elect, because you had the brother in Nashville, right, Yawana, right, he was going into it the last time we was up there. Hey, we created water, man. We created this, we created that, man. You know? Y'all Ratazah, we join ears, man. Hey, you gonna, man, trying to put into words. But hey, just y'all Ratazah, we up those man. You know, that's why we get mad at Edom. Because this man is polluting the water. We go into it all the time. He's polluting the water. He's polluting the food, right? The other nations is following after him and doing the same, man. Yep. What the scriptures say, the Lord shall destroy him that destroyeth the earth, man.
See, the Lord got everything, you know, set up the way he got it right now for a reason. But there's an end to this thing, though. It ain't like the Lord's just going to leave us here, man. You know, that ain't going to happen. You know, we believe that through faith. You know, everything looks, you know, if you're looking at things from a carnal lens, you know, it may look bad. I mean, yeah, you know, but that's where faith comes in. If you don't have the faith in, you're not going to make it.
Yeah. Just keep it plain and simple like that, man. Unless you got anything, we're going to go back to Job 21.
I just want to make a comment real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
The scripture I brought out, it proves that Yahushua is not the Father.
Yeah. Right.
We're not saying he's not a God, because God just means power, but he's not the Most High God. Right. You got this, I don't know what it is, people, you know, where I work at, man. This one dude, you know, he's younger than me. He's like 17, but he was just talking to me. He was trying to talk to me about, you know, Islam and Christianity. And I don't be bringing stuff up, but I don't know. I don't know why they be trying to talk to me sometimes about it. He be trying to talk to other people and stuff about it. And he was just like saying that, you know, he calls him Jesus and all that. You know, he was saying that he's the Most High God. He was like, it makes sense. I was just like, okay. You know, all I said is like, okay, you know, you can believe whatever you want to believe. And he was asking what I believe. I just said, I just you know, believe, man.
Hey,
that's all I said, man. I really wanted to cut him up. You know, he cool usually, but I didn't say nothing else after that. He just was talking.
Yeah, these people just be going on, man. Hey, the Lord does that to us, man, to get a good laugh in, you know.
I mean,
try
he is
us
Jake.
and
He's
test us.
When he said he cleaves unto his mom's side, you know, but he's really Ephraim. He said his father's, you know, Puerto Rican, his mom's Dominican. So he is a Jake.
He is a Jake. Hey, matter of fact, that reminds me, because I went to a Monster Gym the other day, and you know, I was just shaking my head because I was like, man, this is the reason why we went into captivity. Because you had this one of the motorcycle riders. He's like, man, I want to thank my Lord, you know, the cheesiest. And then I look over, and you had this Northern Kingdom Jake appear to be Issachar, you know, and he started doing the, you know, the you know, doing all that
Catholic stuff.
Yeah, the Catholic stuff, and I was just like, man, that's why we went into captivity, man. And matter of fact, I was watching the brothers in KC, man. You know, they was talking about how a whole bunch of Northern Kingdom brothers went at them, you know, because y'all couldn't put that white girl down, man. You know, y'all serving another god of wood and stone. What's that god? It's Ceramis, man.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it really represents, man. That's what it really goes back to. That Virgin Mary really represents Ceramis, man. Because you go into it, you know, which is wicked as hell. It's another god of wood and stone, a made up fairy tale. You know, apparently she was, if I got it correct, if not, please correct me, brother. But if I remember correctly, Ceramis was supposedly married unto Nimrod, and allegedly, you know, really she committed adultery. That's really what it really went into. Man, this nigga right here, bro. Like, bro, what the hell is this shit, man?
Hey, these people got spirits on them.
If it's not him, it's a nigga in a Tesla riding around here. Like, nigga, what is this shit, man?
Damn agents and spies, man. That nigga didn't stop in front of the car.
These niggas is weird as hell, man. But anyways, getting back to Ceramis, man. You know, she tries to, you know, it goes into how she was having a virgin birth, man. Right? Which is just bugged out shit, man. That's really what the Virgin Mary represents. She represents Ceramis, man. And you niggas is worshiping that. And then you niggas have the nerve to buck up against the man of the Lord that's trying to give you true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Now you niggas is going to die worshiping that Virgin Mary, man. Worshiping that other god of wood and stone. Rather it's Christianity or Catholicism. It all goes back to Catholicism, right? You in that shit, you gonna die.
Yep.
You're going to die.
You go back into that word Catholic, it means universal.
Universal.
That's why they preach everybody can be saved.
Yep.
You know, it goes back to Catholic coast, man. That's why the elders and apostles, man, they had the spirit on them from day one. The Lord brought them the truth to preach this thing correct, man. You know? And they've been doing that. They tell us to go into these words, and that's what we do, man. And we tell you, you know, you other jakes, man. You know, study, man. Go into words, and, you know, you're going to know these things, man. You know, go into different languages. You have to know these things. You have to study. You know, as the elder Apostle Hart said, you don't do these things. You're not a true man of the Lord. You're not a true prophet. You're not studying, man, and going to these words. You can know scriptures, but you're not really going to the words and stuff like that. You know, I mean, are you really, you know, telling Jake you making foolproof of your ministry, man?
Yeah.
Because you got to look these things up, man.
Hey, I was listening to the video the other day. I don't know if the brother put it in the the brother put it in the group chat, right? You know, how Apostle Tahar was going into, you know, even King James realized, you know, we didn't get everything 100% correct, you know, and that's why we go into the Greek, we go into the Hebrew to get the true definitions, the true breakdowns, man. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you have to do. If you ain't doing that, you ain't going to get a true understanding. Matter of fact, first and foremost, the Lord got to be dealing with you, man. First and foremost, the Spirit got to be dealing with you to truly understand. You know? That's why we may go into the Zonovan Compact Bible Dictionary to get this, you know, dictionary, you know, our Slakia to get this definition, and, you know, we go into the blue letter Bible, you know? GNT, yep. These are the things in which we doing, man. To further feed the lambs of Yahweh Shemel with true knowledge and understanding. To break down these strongholds that's out here, man. You know, cause that Catholicism, man, that's a stronghold, man.
That's wicked.
Jake is still in that shit. You got these EP files out here. There's some of the main ones that gave you that shit. And you still in that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? We gotta get the heck up out of here.
You got Jehovah Wickedness, you got what do you call it, apostolic, and you know, you got Baptist, you know, Mormon niggas, you know, all these different weird ass religions, man. None of them is the truth, man. you know, only what the Israelites have, in particular the men of GMS. Like, you know, you got other Israelite camps out here, but they're not telling you the 100% truth. They're not telling you certain things like the MOTB, right? You know, GMS, and then they go into these videos every day on that MOTB, man.
That's what it seemed like for real.
You following other brothers' channels, man. So, hey, 90% of the brothers are making a video on that, or 99% of the brothers, you know, Salakia, you know, every day pretty much on the MOTB. There's some news article that they seen, you know, some video, something came up to where the Lord put the Spirit on them to do a video, and they doing it. These other camps, hey, last time, if they made an MOTB video, it was probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 5 years ago or something.
Yeah. What the, what was it, the co-CEO or something like that of YouTube say? We went into it the other day. You know, this is the last year of meaningful work. What that mean? You know, this could be the last year of meaningful work. Just roughly paraphrasing what he said. What that mean, right? Elon Musk is talking about a universal income. And he's one of the main ones that is putting up his MOTB, right? We understand what's coming, right? And you take that thing, you're done. You take the charagma, you're done.
Your beans.
You're done. Yeah. Because you're showing that Esau Edom is your God. You're not showing that YASHAMIAHLA is your God. And you got a lot of jakes that believe, that know what the charagma is. But if you ain't making foolproof of that ministry, your ass is grass, man. Your ass is gonna take that shit. Right? You complaining about your life now, you know, as I'm gonna say it, as you making excuses not to do the work, your ass is grass, man.
If the average person can see that this world is bullshit, man, how much more us?
Yeah.
You know, they don't even give a damn, man. You know, if they want things to get better in the back of their mind, you know what I'm saying? Because they, you know, they enjoying their life, you know, whatever, but it's starting to fall apart, you know. But it reminds me, like, they building a data center out here too in West Louisville.
Oh, for real?
Right where Jake is at.
Man.
I just seen that yesterday.
Man.
And you got, you know, I seen like this little court hearing or whatever where, you know, you got these Edomites, you know, mad about it. But, hey, that data center, man, they got one being built down here in Louisville and right across the bridge in Indiana.
In Indiana and West Louisville. You don't know, that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's where the hood at.
Yep. This man is fulfilling his plans and agendas, which is really the Lord's plan. Right? Ain't nobody gonna stop Elon Musk. What y'all gonna do? Y'all ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah, because if you don't know what the data centers do, they pollute the water, man. And they use a lot of electricity. So the water is going to be polluted because you have to have somewhere to cool these computers, right? These computer components, if you don't know. Because some of these computer components, they have to be water cooled, slocky. And that's why a lot of the, you go into it, the RAM prices for everything is skyrocketing, right? Apple the other day went into Samsung, because Samsung supplies the RAM. Samsung, massive 1.6 million square foot. Wow. You see? This man got to be destroyed, man. But anyways, getting back to it, Apple goes into Samsung for their screens, right, for their phones, and in a lot of cases, it's going to them for their RAM, right? And so there was 100% markup that Samsung was charging Apple, and Apple was just like, "Hey, go ahead." You know, but as we've been going into, all your components, for the most part, a lot of your computer components use RAM. Your car, right? If you have a screen in your car that uses RAM, your computer uses RAM, right? Your phone uses RAM. Your computer, your laptop, your Game Boy, whatever. These have some shape, form of RAM in it, man.
They setting up this Revelations 13 technology.
Yeah.
I went to cloud computing. It says it's the on-demand, pay-as-you-go delivery
Woo.
of IT resources such as server storage and databases over the internet, man.
Woo!
You know, so they set these things up, man. Everything that's coming into play.
Yeah. And Salaki, getting back to it as well, once again, these data centers are polluting the water, and they use a lot of electricity. So, from what I've seen from other places as well, right, with the data centers, right, if you live around a data center, your electricity bill is going to go, it's going to skyrocket, man. And that's pretty much the spirit, because I had a house lined up for me in that area, and the Lord had it to where, you know, technically maybe I could still get it, but the Lord just had it to where, you know, I ain't getting it, you know. But looking at it, you know, if they are implementing a data center down there, yeah, it's gonna be trash, man. The water is polluted, electricity bill is about to be high as hell. Yeah. It ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it, man.
We already got technology. What you built more of these centers for, man? It's for a left-hand purpose, man. That's what it's for, man.
That's what it's for.
You know, this technology, you know, it has its pros, it has its benefits, but it also has negatives to it as well. But this nigga, he keep building more of these things, man. You know, it's about control. It's about putting people under subjection even more. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, but he gonna tell you he gonna just tell you just benefits of it. He ain't gonna tell you the long term or even short term effects. He ain't gonna tell you those things.
Nah. You sure ain't, man. It's just like back in the day, this nigga said smoking is healthy. I don't know if you seen those commercials and see those advertisements. This nigga said smoking was healthy, man.
Nigga wicked.
You can't trust and believe the devil. The devil knew what he was doing, right? When the Rothschilds came into power under the, medical industry, you know, what they start doing, putting oil in the medicines. There used to be brass door handles, right? Because you go into brass and copper, I should say. Slocky, copper. Slocky, y'all. It's copper doors. It has a lot of healing properties, right?
Copper pipes and stuff for the water to flow through.
For the water,
It all helps your body out. These are natural minerals that the Most High made, you know, that it will heal you, but they don't do those things no more, man.
Yep. So, hey, the earth is giving into the hand of the wicked, and we got to get the heck up out of here. Got anything else? We'll probably close on in a sec.
Hey, Con, this is Isaiah 14 in verse 13. It says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh, and I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation at the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. And yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit."
Mm-hmm.
You see? So that's what's going to happen to you, man. You're getting ready to be brought down. You know, you do all these things now, and people, you know, they worship you, and, you know, they give you praise and all that. But at the same time, people are disassociating themselves from you. You know, your own people, y'all divided. They hate you. You know, they coming against you. So eventually it's going to come to a point to where these nations, they shoot at you, you know, with these missiles, man. And, you know, your plans, you know, you're going to get to fulfill it to a certain extent, like, you know, get to mark most of these people out here, man, but the Lord's going to intervene because it's too much. You did too much, man.
Yeah. Your own people is calling each other out, man. A nation divided. That nation divided, it cannot stand, right? Matter of fact, I wanted to get this earlier. Matthew 24 and verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Woo! See, I wanted to get this earlier because Ak was going into how it appeared to be Jake at his job, man. saying that Yahushai, which of course he's probably using the cheesiest name.
Cesare.
Cesare is the Most High. No, this scripture proves that he is not the Most High. He is not the Father. Because if he was the Father, he would know. He would know
when he gonna come.
When he gonna come back, man. All right. But yeah, we're gonna end it right there. Yahweh desires an edifying lesson. Want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Akakodash, the Master of the Apostles, the Master of the Elders, a great millstone, Reuben, Thompson's truth, and a Bible ball, Shalom. Hey, good count, good count.